Greetings, everyone. This is Cecile Edwards of mommyEvolve, where we discuss intergenerational healing and self-care for mothers, for women in general, honestly. Yes, I'm called mommyEvolve. However, I take the definition of mommy beyond whether or not you actually physically have children, because I know women to be the people in society that are looked upon for the growth and the nurturing of children. Not to say that men cannot, obviously, but women, we set the standards for culture and how culture and our society develops. And that's a whole conversation that I could have about how we've gotten off of that track. But today's discussion is about asking for help and self-care. And asking for help, asking for assistance, I know can be very difficult. And I hear it all the time from women who have so much on their plate and still don't feel comfortable asking for help. And I relate this to our spirituality, honestly, because if we don't feel like we can ask for help and get it from individuals, from people, then how do we relate that to our relationship with our Creator and how we ask our Creator for what it is that we desire from our Creator? That's something that just came in my mind. It's like, do you expect, when you are in whatever your understanding of a higher being is, it doesn't even matter, do you expect to get what it is that you ask for when you ask your Creator? And if you do, then why is it difficult then to ask people for help and require that in your life? Because we know that we need help. Nobody can do anything by themselves. We all come with the need to assist, as we know, because we feel the need to assist others. So of course we're going to need assistance. And I know that oftentimes we do not ask for help because we feel like it's a burden. It's burdensome to others. Oftentimes we also do not ask for assistance and for help because we feel like we should be able to do it on our own, or doing it on our own is going to be easier than asking someone for help. But let's break that down, because if doing it yourself is going to make it easier, then you will not. Training someone may take some time to do, but in the long run, it's going to be easier for you to train someone else as opposed to doing it yourself, because you're freeing up your time to be able to think, to be able to do things that are important to you and things like that. And that's what it's really about. It's like, do you value your time and your energy enough to free yourself up of all of these things that you have burdened yourself with, or that you feel burdened with? So that's one of the questions that you can ask yourself to really get clear about what is important to you when it comes to asking for help. And then, if the words are just hard to flow, come up with a script where you can utilize to ask somebody for help. Write down what you might want to say or how you might want to say, because I know sometimes when we get frustrated, we'll just blurt something out because we're coming from a place of frustration or anger because that's what ends up happening, right? We do all this stuff ourselves and we feel like, oh, it's easier for me to do it by myself, but then we start building up that resentment because people aren't seeing that, or we expect that people are going to see us struggling or in need of assistance and that they're going to offer that help. But if you see that that's not happening, then we have to shift, we have to change, and we have to be the one to ask for the assistance, right? Because people aren't necessarily, if they think that you're just doing it and you getting along, you going along to get along, and it's working out fine for you, then they're not going to feel the need to ask you if you need the assistance. I mean, think about the times that you've done that to somebody in your life, because we all have. We see them going along to get along and doing what they have to do, and we never once think to ourselves, let me proactively help, or ask them if they need help. And this is reciprocal. This is reciprocal in the way that I want you to think about how you are made need to assist someone else in something that they need assistance with, to open up that channel for you to receive that same energy. So you have to think about that in that way to really get that energy flowing. Right? I'm not saying put more stuff on your plate. I'm just saying open up that channel of energy in your mind and in your spirit to be able to receive, unsolicited help, or to be able to ask for help by giving someone help unsolicited, right? Or when someone asks, whether directly or indirectly, that you offer that assistance in some way. Or you just let them know that it's okay to ask, even if you know that you yourself can't do it. Send them that energy that, you know what, you're going to get somebody to assist you, even though I may not be able to do it right now. And I think that this is so imperative because, especially as women and as mothers, because we burden ourselves with so much stuff. We have all these lists of things to do. And I know from personal experience, like I would literally wake up in the morning with a list the size of my forearm. Okay. And a lot of those things are things that I could have, and now I do ask others to assist me with, right? And that has freed up my mental space. It has unburdened me. It has made me feel lighter in my chest, right? So this is just a snippet of the conversation around asking for assistance, and some of the tips that you can utilize to get more assistance in your life. But don't be afraid to ask, because it is freeing. It is freeing. And I know for me, like when I was a parent, I'm still a parent, a single parent, I always felt like, and this is critical, I used to always feel like if I asked somebody for help, then I had to immediately give them something back. And I was afraid to ask for help for that reason, because I was like, oh, I don't have, anything to return to them. And that in and of itself has its depths in, feelings of inadequacy and things like that. But that is not, we have to step ourselves past that. Hey, Kia. We have to step ourselves past that feeling of, if somebody gives me something, I have to give them something immediately back. What you may give them is a blessing, and you may, or it may be something that you can offer. So, if a mother helps you with something, you may, say, you know what, if you need XYZ in the future, right now I can't do XYZ, but if you need XYZ in the future, keep that channel open for you to not only continue to receive, but to show that you have the heart of giving. But right now, this is what you can give, right? Or send them off with some blessings. Blessings upon people are very powerful. That's good energy going somebody's way. That is very powerful. But the point is to keep your spirit light. And know that everything does not have to come with a heaviness and a burden, especially not assistance and help that you need. It's really not, it doesn't require that level of stress and mental taxation. Okay? Even at work, I know we live in a society that's so performance driven, that we're at work and we feel like we got to do everything and not asking for any help or delegate or anything like that. And this is very ingrained in our minds, but it's time for us to free ourselves up from it, because it is killing us. Women are dying from the heavy burdens of, their hearts being heavy, from not being listened to and not feeling like they have companionship or assistance. Like, this is real data. Look at the data for who suffers from heart attacks the most. And then when you look at the correlation between spiritual needs and heart problems, and you understand the chakras and such. Because where do you feel it when you're lonely? You feel it in your heart. Where do you feel it when you're not being supported? You feel it in your heart. Right? So I really wanted to drop that on you and allow you to really think about that today. And really look at that. And, you know, I hope that that blesses you today. I want you to really think about that. And I am opening myself up to doing some readings this week, as well as my Evolve the Inner Mother clients. I have some slots open for that the month of April, to begin with people, so we can get free and release these baggages, these false ideas and ideals that we have inherited and undeservingly nourished, these false ideas about what it is that we deserve and desire and need for our lives, for us to flourish. So, as well as products and services, you can go to my webpage. I have a couple of events coming up, so there's a lot going on with mommyEvolve. Okay, a lot going on. So, holla at me and let me know how I can serve you. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.